or die!
Another.
Seems quite well after, no?
Not the best leader. Did he get clear?
Desmond, think about this. What if I went with you?
With me? Where?
It could work. Just for a while. Until I found a way out. Another body, maybe, or I don't know. I don't want to be here anymore.
That's not going to happen. Sorry.
No. Yeah, I guess I had my chance. And I wasted it.
Were they close? Desmond and Lucy? I mean, closer than friends?
Well, there was the occasional misty-eyed moment, but,
She liked him, Bill. That's what she told me. Interesting.
that's it? Just interesting?
I spent a lot of time training each of them when they were younger. She was a remarkable woman. I just find this whole situation quite sad. Sad? Are you finally getting soft on us, Bill?
Claudia, Constantinople, called Istanbul by the Turks, has welcomed me as one of its own. The assassins here, led by an affable fighter named Yusuf, take great pride in their city. A place as diverse and colorful as one could imagine. But it is a troubled city too. A rebellious faction of Byzantine Templars still fights to retain influence. And their recent attacks have delayed my search for the Masyaf keys. But this will not last. As soon as I am able, I will begin looking for Niccolo Polo's former trading post, in search of clues that will bring me nearer to the Masyaf keys. How did we do?
We have won the day and recovered Aden. But we lost a few friends in this fight.
So much death for so little gain.
You have some experience recruiting new assassins, do you not?
More than a little.
The people here are quite sick of these Templar attacks. Can you turn on your charms and find us a few more recruits?
See, but these den will not do for training them. Not this soon.
A good point. Speak with one of my men in Galata after you are finished. He can help you begin their training.
Ezio Auditore da Forense.
son of Giovanni and Maria, born into luxury in 1459, in late 15th century. Ezio spent the first 17 years of his life honing his rakish personality and ravaging looks. Women excited him, wine flushed him, politics bored him. The streets of Florence were his home, and I doubt he had much interest in anything outside of its walls. But all that changed in 1476, when, on trumped up charges of treason, his father and brothers were jailed and sentenced to death. It was then that Ezio learned the truth about his beloved father, that he was an assassin, one of an elite group of freedom fighters dedicated to preserving and protecting human liberty and the exercise of free will. Following his father's brutal execution at the hands of a former friend, Ezio went underground and joined the assassins himself. Over the next 3 decades, Ezio dedicated himself to two parallel pursuits: to find and kill Origo Borgia, the man most responsible for the deaths of his father and brothers, and to strengthen the assassin order. While Origo proved him to be a challenge and took Ezio some 20 years to corner and defy him, which is interesting from the saying, and defang him, like in the sense of obviously taking away his fangs, but I haven't seen that in a minute. But again, reasonably true for the original to be a challenge. By which point our hero's first thirst for vengeance had softened, but sparing Pope Rodrigo turned out to be a strange blessing, for it was through the old man's meddling that Ezio caught his first glimpse of the ones who came before, a mysterious race of people who lived many millennia before recorded human history. Ezio did not understand the messages left behind by this first civilization, but he never forgot what he saw either. And he scored a pretty cool artifact for all of his plans too: the Apple of Eden. Shortly after sparing Aurelio's life, the Pope's young son, Cesare, launched an attack on the Aurelio family. Fast as Mixio, read it. Sorry for the yawn. It's been meant by mixtape of whenever I post this, since I actually got back into Sasuke Revelations. I hope you guys are having a great day. But the full read is a nigga not literary, what is being said, right? The full read on the Auditore family villa, killing Ezio's uncle Mario and stealing the Apple of Eden. That hurt. It stung hard. It took Ezio another half decade to recover the apple and erase Cesare from the world. But after that, all was well for the most part, as much peace as an assassin could expect. Ezio spent the next few years shoring up on resources, training his recruits, and sharpening his skills as a master and mentor. As Ezio matured in these 3 years, preset mixed reading, regardless, so did many of his stranger abilities, not least of which was rare from an extraordinary perception. What we assassins call quote unquote eagle sense, in quote case sixth sense, aka precog, in its most robust form. We can't be certain where eagle sense comes from, but we've got ideas. Remnants of ancient relations between our forebears and the ones who came before. Probably. It's hard to say how, but truth is stranger than fiction. In any case, eagle sense was strong with Ezio. I got a little taste myself in the short time I spent with him. But since my time with him went dark much sooner than yours did, I never got the full experience. But you, Desmond, because of the animus bleeding effect, your time with Ezio and with Altia has awakened your latent senses in ways few could have imagined. You can thank Mr. Auditore for that, for doing all of his homework, so you don't have to. Evil sense comes from the fact of, obviously, a lot of your mainline assassins, even some Templars, being half Isu hybrids. Altia and him. If one man was responsible for changing the face of the modern assassins forever, it was this guy, Altia and him. Born in the Holy Land in 1165, late 12th century, to parents he hardly knew, and to an order he did not choose. Altia nevertheless proved himself a devoted pupil and capable fighter before he was out of his teens. In 1189, just as the Third Crusades were gathering steam, Altia stunned even his attentive mentor, AmonRa, by almost single-handedly routing a wave of Crusader soldiers from the steps of Masyaf Castle. From that day forward, Altia's name was known to all assassins. Over the next 2 years, his reputation as a stubborn but deadly fighter eclipsed every minor detail of his mysterious life. Loved by few but admired by all. His impeccable talents were the source of both his incredible success and his overbearing arrogance. But this was only half the story. Since youth, Altair had shown signs of possessing a rare sixth sense that allowed him unprecedented, my bad, unprecedented access to the emotions and intentions of his opponents and allies, dubbed quote unquote eagle vision, end quote. By his fellow assassins, Altair honed and perfected this sense in secret, always wondering if this curious ability that set him apart of the rest would prove a liability. Thanks to the memory stored in Altair's 5 keys, we can now get a good glimpse of the man himself, instead of settling for vague glimpses through the Templars, parentheses, frankly primitive, in parentheses, Animus 1.28 avatar projection system. History. Yusuf Tazim. Sturgill has some data on this guy, gathered a few years back, but there's not a lot about him in standard history books, which I'm sure he'd be happy to know. Yusuf Tazim was a Turk born in Persia. Let me say the name right, it's not like Persia, but Persia. Around 1467, okay, still late 15th century, obviously he's younger than that, so, but raised in Constantinople from the age of 8 by his mother. His father was an assassin. Presumably that's how Yusuf became one too. But there's no mention of what happened to Papa Tezim. Was he killed? Did he desert the family? Your guess is as good as mine. By the time he was 17, Yusuf was well known around the city as a rabble rosa and a petty thief. But a chance meeting with the legendary Vizier Eshkar Paja changed all that. Egypt was an assassin too, operating in the boards right under Barazid. I'm really fucking butchering all these names, but still. Bazid's nose. It was Eshak who had defeated Vlad Tipius and later brokered the tentative truce between Ottomans and assassins. By the late 1480s, he was busy recruiting open-minded citizens of the empire to his order's cause. Yusuf was taken with Eshak's charisma and easy manner of leading, and so joined the assassins just before his 20th birthday. From there, Yusuf's rise was swift and assured, and by 1500 CE, he had made a quite name for himself. In 1502, Yusuf met with a contingent of 15 assassins in Greece in a joint effort to steer the Ottoman-Byzantine war to a peaceful end. These efforts appear to have paid off, for in 1503, the fighting stopped, ushering in a brief era of peace on the Ottoman Empire's western border. Perhaps made complacent by the assassin's success in keeping the peace, Sultan Bayezid II grew soft in his final decade, preferring his mystical texts and alchemical experiments to governing his suited assassins just fine. For a dull peace was preferable to endless war and imperial expansion. But following the earthquake in 1509, a new threat appeared in Constantinople, Templars fighting under the old Byzantine crest, steering from years of relative calm. Yusuf once again roused his assassins to begin the long and difficult fight ahead. So we had a basic goat in different parts. Interesting. Take a learn a lot more basically about him, but it's a great run of different shit. So much shit that we have over this man, Subject 16. But this whole talk is not even actually a greater description of him. It's just him. What we were talking about, all type of shit in random form. I'm going to read all of it, obviously. We'll start from the top. Subject 16, hello. I'm Clay Kazimir, and I'm a number. Subject 16, yes, we're all reducible in the end. Right, 17? Just numbers, ones and zeros. Proof that. The day before I off myself, I created this little artificial intelligent construct talking to you now. Using the Animus and its incredible simulation capabilities, I copied myself, snapped that copy into a dozen pieces, and scattered them around these data banks. You found me, and you pieced me back together. Not bad, eh? Teamwork. Well, on the street, of course, is that Clay, the real Clay, the assassin, Lucy's teammate. He isn't alive anymore. He slit his wrist, if I heard right. Damn shame I never got to see that for myself. But I can imagine my head was parting me. His head was swimming with images of his last moments for weeks, like he was rehearing it, planning just how he'd do it. I hear even got around to finger painting on the walls of his cell before checking out. Is that right? Mad bastard, I miss him, I really do. Sorry, this is getting confusing. The real Clay is gone, and I have taken his place. Good enough, right? Good enough to still call me cousin, right, Desmond? Very distinct cousins, you and me, because somewhere back along our extensive family chain, we both have Ezio to thank for the gift of life. Both of us are related to him, and both of us have had nice little jaunts through his memories. Although I had access to far fewer memories than you did, figure that one out. I guess that's why you're so special. You're the convergence of several amazing bloodlines, but not me. No, I was just promising a lead, a stepping stone to get to you. Oh well, I played my part. What more can a man say? Question mark. Very little, it turns out. Then the actual Rosso 16, aka Clay, was actually, alive, and that was fully revealed in the case for Assassin's Creed 3, which for you guys has been around for a very long time. No, that was my actual first Assassin's Creed game, like ever.
Are you a compassionate man, Effendi? Can you help me? That I stole fruit from a vendor, I will not deny. But only because my hunger has trumped my honesty. Bring me the key to these chains, and I will repay you tenfold.
Wait right here.
Obviously.
I tell you, no ill will, gentlemen.
You humble me, Effendi. I will return to the merchant I robbed, and show him the same kindness.
After you have cleared your conscience, amico, consider joining our cause. To be an honest man, one needs honest work.
I would be honored. Saul.
Mentor, we have a problem. A great many assassins have disappeared in recent months, and I believe I know why.
Disappeared? Do you mean they have been killed?
I fear so, but there is no time to explain. Hide in the park west of here, and wait for me to arrive. You shall see for yourself.
Reconstruction Authority reminds all citizens and visitors to our great city to walk with an eye open, crumbling earth. Let them also say
Sharpen your senses. There is a danger here I do not fully understand. You keep watch, and I will have a look around.
Reminds all citizens and visitors to our great city to walk with an eye open, crumbling art. Let them walk that the flattening of the ambassador
I do not like the look of this.
Follow that man! Only a guilty man runs with such speed! And only a fool stops to fight! He must fix the bastard! Hit him again!
My God! Someone get hurt! There is a killer loose!
Are you injured?
My pride is wounded, and now my heart is heavy. That man, his name is Farid. He was an assassin once.
He has obvious skill, and a score to settle.
Evet, until that man is caught or killed, I fear none of us will be safe in this city.
And until you are properly trained, I will not let you go head-to-head with a killer as deadly as this man. Let us focus on further honing your skills first.